Ladies and gentlemen, your favorite white colonizer coming to you live from the United States of America. Tall, the Traveling Clad here. Get your white colonizer merch down below in the description at thetravelingclad.com. AI is driving the world crazy, and in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, that is no difference. There's a video going viral right now. I saw Ishai Fleischer covering this, and I've had it on my radar for the last couple of days, so I wanted to tap in on the conversation here. So up on the text on the top, it says probably, it's cut off here in this video, Shana ba b'Yerushalayim, maybe Mashiach Megia or Mashiach ba. Shana ba b'Yerushalayim is the eternal chant of the Jewish people. It says next year in Jerusalem. Mashiach is the Messiah, and I don't know what the next word probably says something like Megia or ba. So to go through the video again, there's a very Mizrahi call to prayer of somebody going, Shema Yisrael. The eternal Jewish prayer, one of the most important Jewish prayers in the Jewish prayer book. And you see Al-Aqsa Mosque, sorry, not Al-Aqsa Mosque, the Dome of the Rock, the Haram al-Sharif within the Al-Aqsa compound, rupturing into a ball of fire, including the entire compound, and then AI turns it into the third temple. This is obviously the temple based on the first and second temple. The second temple being from the time of Jesus Christ. First temple being from the time the Babylonians sacked Jerusalem and casted my family out to Iraq. And the video ends on this message of, this is the temple, Shana b'Yerushalayim, next year in Jerusalem. This is a spicy topic to cover, but I think I'm expertly qualified to sort of cover this topic. All right, let's talk facts real quick. What is the Dome of the Rock? What is the Haram al-Sharif? Okay, many people confuse this golden dome right here that we're looking at as the Al-Aqsa Mosque. It is not the Al-Aqsa Mosque. It is within the Al-Aqsa Mosque compound, which is this big square where the ancient Jewish temple used to sit, which Christians, when they colonized Jerusalem, they then built a church on top of it. And then when the Muslims conquered Jerusalem and colonized it, they destroyed that church and then built a mosque on top of it. This itself is not actually a mosque. It is an Islamic shrine there to protect the rock, which is believed to be the foundation stone. Now, I don't know which Islamic sources exactly concur that it is also the foundation stone or the rock of the birth of the creation of the earth. But in Judaism, okay, in the beliefs of the Jewish people, this one rock is where all of the earth stemmed from. It is the holiest place on planet Earth. And also, it is the place where the binding of Isaac, or in Hebrew known as Akedat Yitzchak, where Abraham was supposed to sacrifice his son Isaac to God, took place on the top of Mount Moriah, which is right here. It even says in the Bible, go to Moriah, and that's how they know exactly where it was, because Mount Moriah is where the Temple Mount sits upon. Now, when it comes to Islamic belief, okay, and this is very, very important to remember. I just read the Quran, okay? Al-Aqsa Mosque is not actually mentioned in the Quran. And the idea of Al-Aqsa is actually, Al-Aqsa means the furthest mosque, or I believe it's the furthest mosque to the west, something like this. There's the Al-Aqsa Mosque, and there's another mosque that means the mosque of the west or the left, and the mosque of the right. The mosque of the right is somewhere in Saudi Arabia. The Al-Aqsa Mosque, actually, there is no Islamic sources stating that Al-Aqsa Mosque is the one where it is right there. That's one, for starters. Two, Al-Aqsa Mosque doesn't appear in any Islamic writing within the Quran itself. All of it is explicatory additional writings from Hadith and other surahs that exist outside of the Quran itself, where it states that Muhammad had a dream where he ascended to heaven from Al-Aqsa Mosque, And then there's additional writings about the Al-Buraq, which is this flying horse creature that Muhammad rode, and then tied it at the Western Wall, which in Islamic scripture they know as the Al-Buraq Wall. So even the Western Wall has been colonized by the Muslims, which is unbelievable. But I mean, there's no denying the fact that when you look underground in Jerusalem, I mean, specifically under this compound, you don't stop finding Jewish artifacts. Like, it's all over the place, and you do not find any Islamic artifacts at all. And this is corroborated by the top archaeologists on planet Earth. You literally do not find anything that has to do with Palestine or Islam or Arabic underground in this area. It's only Jewish artifacts, some Byzantine, some Roman, some Babylonian, like arrowheads and stuff like that, but nothing that has to do with Islamic or Arab or anything like that. And if you do find some coins or something, it's very up high on the surface level, nothing deep underground. So let's just start with the facts, which is the Al-Aqsa Mosque is sitting atop a structure that was the most important place. It still is the most important place to the Jewish people. And at the moment as it stands, the Jordanian Waqf, which is a terrible colonial organization, okay, run by the Hashemite family, the Saudi family that is currently occupying the state of Palestine with the state of Jordan, because Jordan is Palestine. This Hashemite family, who is from Saudi Arabia, is now occupying the Haram al-Sharif, or this compound. The Jordanian Waqf allows, or they get to dictate who is allowed to go up to the Temple Mount complex and not. And Jewish people are not allowed to go up there without very special permission and tight security. Christians are often not allowed to go on there. You have to be Muslim to go up there. It's very racist. It's very, in my opinion, apartheidy. I've tried going up multiple times. I've been denied entry at the door every single time. And I have that even on my YouTube videos. You can go see my old videos from Jerusalem walking around trying to go in there. I was not allowed to. And so I find that to be disgusting, quite frankly, that we have Jordan, a foreign nation, occupying the most holy site to the Jewish religion and to Christian religion as well. And for the Muslims, the most important site for Muslims in the land. Here's the deal. When the temple was a temple, Jewish temple, it was a temple for the nations. People from all over the world had the right to pray in this temple. And the idea of a third Jewish temple is not for only the Jewish people. It is a temple for the world. True that there are certain Jewish people that only them, if they're the family of Cohens or the Levites, the high priest, can only do certain actions in that temple. But it is unlike the Kaaba or when you go do Hajj at Mecca. It's not like that where only Muslims are allowed to enter that city, which in my opinion is kind of racist. It's kind of fucked up. Like, you have to be this one religion to be able to enter this place. But, I respect. I'm not going to colonize Saudi Arabia and take over Mecca. I'm not interested in that. If they want to ban entry to anybody who's not a Muslim, so be it. We don't operate like that. That's not our MO. Our MO is that Christians, Muslims, and Jews should be able to openly pray on top of that Temple Mount as often as we like and as much as we like. That is our collective shared site. So at the moment, here's what I see. Okay, and I have to give a lot of this preface. I'm not a person who's going to sit here and advocate for the destruction of the Haram al-Sharif and the Al-Aqsa Mosque in order to build a third temple in our lifetime. These are beliefs, okay, and some of them are esoterical and spiritual, that we believe that in the time of the coming of the Messiah, whatever that actually means, there will be the appropriate context to building a temple for the world. And that only happens under divine authority. It doesn't happen under our authority. At least I don't believe so. Because we know that if Israel ever made a mainstream attempt to ever destroy the Haram al-Sharif, to destroy the Temple Mount, in order to bring a third temple on, it would cause some element of world war. I mean, we don't know. It would cause a massive issue. But you have to look into the origins of the Haram al-Sharif to understand that it is extremely colonial. It is extremely racist. The thing has been occupied by a colonial entity for the better part of 700, 800 years. And I think it's really fucked up that we can't even have a conversation about it without Muslims or Arabs around the Arab world freaking out because this is the third holiest site in Islam. My message to Muslims has been, you can't have everything. How far can your tentacles stretch around the world that this has to be the holiest site, and this has to be the holiest site, and this has to be the holiest site? You have an entire city that's dedicated just to your prophet, just to your religion, that you don't allow, you bar entry to anybody that isn't a part of your religion. That's your MO. I respect it. How can you also have thousands of miles away in another country that you're not from, okay, that your people colonized, and we have a very good track record in history proving that you colonized this land, and then you built a holy site on top of somebody else's holy site? How can you also lay claim to it alone? What I would like to see, because many Muslims, I believe, okay, and people will combat me on this, I believe that many Muslims and Palestinians within the Holy Land are actually ethnically Jewish. I would like to see a way for us to collaborate together, and I think that this is divine providence from all of us. I would like to see a way for us to collaborate on building a temple for everybody. Maybe it incorporates what's already built in the Haram al-Sharif, because I think it's a beautiful structure and I wouldn't want to see it go away. And if you actually, I have a friend, his name is Solal, his Instagram handle is Israel on the Inside. He's done deep dives on the structure of this Haram al-Sharif, the Dome of the Rock that we're looking at right now, the Golden Dome. Actually, on that blue marble that's all around it, which, by the way, is very Central Asian inspired, very Uzbeki sort of Iranian design, there are Magen Davids, there are Jewish stars all over the structure inscripted inside of it. It's actually quite remarkable. And there's certain arches there that I think it's like there's 8 arches around it that lead for the 8 Hanukkah candles and the menorahs from the ancient temple. So there's a lot of iconography there. I would love to see a reality where the sons of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the sons of Abraham, which are the Muslims and the Jews, come together to create something where we could collaboratively all pray together. Somewhere where we could come together. Now, this could be in a spiritual sense. It could be in a physical sense. Imagine a world where we, instead of fighting about this being an Islamic holy site or this being a Jewish holy site, we went back to the sources of what it says about the third temple and what it says about the first and second temple. Temple for the world, a temple for everybody. Yes, the Jewish people need to be the custodians of it. Tough luck. You don't get to have everything, Muslims. Sorry. The Jewish people get to control it. It is what it is. But there is no moral justification to having a Jordanian Waqf running this place. And if you don't know what a Jordanian Waqf is, it's basically like an Islamic organization that's extremely discriminatory, that is holding control over this place. They harass and bully Jews when they go up there. They make viral videos to incite violence against Jewish people every time a Jew goes up there. It's terrible. We should find a way to be able to do this, but the Muslims, my message to the Muslims about this is you can't have everything. You can't have it all. You can't also colonize the entire region and have your holy sites in Saudi Arabia and have this and have that, and then also dictate to us in our own country where we get to pray and what we get to do. Sorry. And then the problem is when you keep pushing this ideology, you end up with these stupid AI videos like this. You end up with, this is the result of this. And you will keep emboldening Jewish people. And I'm not even going to call them extremists, but you're going to embolden Jewish people to keep aspiring for the destruction of your temple and then the eventual reconstruction of a third temple that looks exactly like this if you keep operating the way that you do. If you want compassion and understanding from Jewish people and you want to collaboratively build something together and usher ourselves into an age of peace, you've got to step down from the ego plate and say this is all Muslim land, this is all Arab land. It is not. It is not all Muslim land and not all Arab land. Your ancestors, your people, the people of the group that you're part of, colonized this land ferociously. And they colonized the entire Middle East and North Africa. And they ruined the lives of countless people, and they continue to do so today. It doesn't mean we have hatred for you. It means let's find a way to step away from that lifestyle and do something better for all of us. And that's what, when I think of the third temple, that's what I think of it representing. I think of it being similar to what they've done in the UAE, where they have the Abrahamic complex, where it has a Christian church, a Jewish synagogue, and a mosque all together. We should be aspiring for projects like this. Jewish people in control. It's Jewish design. It's Jewish in mind. It has to be. We're allowed to have unapologetically, but it's open for all. The same way that the Western Wall today is open for everybody of every faith. I'm so proud of my country for that we don't stop anybody from coming into the Western Wall because they're a different religion. I am so proud of that because that's not what we're about. Everybody can pray with us. Everybody can be with us. That is the idea. We don't discriminate. And you don't need to be us to be with us. And that makes me proud to be a Jew every single day. I hope that rant tickled your fancy. If you guys do want to support the channel, White Colonizer merch down below in the description. Get it at thetravelingclad.com. Support the channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. I love you a long time. Goodbye, Clads.
Believe in my content and want to support me, just know your help is needed. There's a bunch of great ways to support me, being PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, or joining my Patreon community down below. Patreon is the best way to support my channel, and you'll get a bunch of cool perks depending on what tier you join. Another great way to support me is by buying my merchandise on thetravelingclad.com. I regularly drop new merch designs like this beautiful hat, or this amazing shirt, where you can support the channel and get something cool for yourself. I also have an amazing Discord community with people from all over the world. Thank you so much for your support.